And we are live, Ardbeg Day 2022. The loudest day in the whiskey calendar is officially live. We hope you're ready to cause a ruckus in honor of this year's palate puncturing new malt. Right? The distillery's been decked out in all things punk, and as you can tell, Colin and I have kind of dressed down a bit, especially for the day, right?
Looking well.
Looking good. So yes, as I said, I've been joined by Colin Gordon, Ardbeg's distillery manager, to officially kick things off and sample some of our extra special drams. So Colin, what's the atmosphere been like so far today?
Well, thanks for having me. Great to see you, my man.
Great to be here.
Atmosphere is just incredible, to be honest. We've had like the vibe about the place. Folk are just buzzing to be here. The sun is shining. We've got some great whiskey. Folk are loving the hardcore and the black malt. And there's some serious outfits out there. I feel underdressed.
Right.
That's alongside some of them, but absolutely incredible. Like, just what a day. So
yeah,
glad
just
to
can't
be
believe the
sharing
weather as well. Just amazing,
crazy.
right? Just
I know, not a day for leather jackets.
Right, seriously. So listen, don't take our word for it. Let's take a look at some of the rabble-rousing that's already begun here here on the island of Islay.
So good to be back having great whiskey with friends here in glorious Ardbeg. So slange your mat, we're about to open the gates. Let's have a good one. Cheers all.
Slange your mat!
Canada! Sweden! Germany!
Brazil!
Poland!
Yorkshire!
America! Absolutely amazing, as you can see there.
Right.
What a vibe.
Just amazing.
Even to see the police get
Right.
involved.
Yes,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
just what it's all about.
It's so great to see people back in person at Ardbeg Day.
It's crazy. I just the vibe, and I mean, there was a queue there when we came in. Like, people were so excited to get in the door. I see a guy with a sleeping bag. You know, we're back to normality.
Really?
Face weight.
Ardbeg normality.
Yes. Yeah. Don't see many other people with sleeping
No,
bags normally
right.
out there. Okay, so I think we better have a dram. So
we should.
To start, maybe we'll uncork the classic, the Ardbeg 10. It's the seminal spirit. It's an absolute classic. First released back in 2000. And I like to think it was the breakthrough album for the distillery. It's like influencing all future smoky drams. So yeah, let's do it. Let's have a taste of the 10.
Why not?
I think it's always good to come back to the 10. Slange.
Cheers.
Thank you. So let's have a wee. It's such a great dram. It's that big American oak influence. So a lot of first fill American oak and refill. Great colour on it, obviously, because we are. There's no colouring added to Ardbeg. It's all natural, no chill filtration or anything. So lovely, like pale gold to it. But it's like. It's like a lovely pronounced dram of this wonderful vibrancy, this classic balance between the soot and fruit, those smoky notes and that citrus, herbal.
I'm getting a lot of the citrus right now in the nose, kind of like freshly squeezed lime juice. It's really unusual, right? You'd think the smoke would be the thing that dominates, but it really isn't. We get so much more.
Yeah, we get such a. I think just the way that we're set around the stills here, even though we're mashing very peated malt, when you run it through the obviously fermentation and distilling it Ardbeg, you've got the purifier that sits in the lye pipe to the condenser, so you're encouraging lots of reflux, copper contact, and it gives you a lot of that like floral. But there's like a herbal thing as well, but real citrus, like really, and it's lime. I totally agree.
It's so good. Shall we have a sip?
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, slange.
It's the most glorious mouthfeel as well. lovely like viscosity, and it just coats the mouth with this like gentle wood smoke, but there is that intense, that citrus and like a sweetness to the tip of the tongue almost.
And
like.
there's, talking about fruit, I think there's almost like a banana note.
Yeah.
Something like a sort of a smoked banana or something like that going on. I don't know, it's, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We get, like it's, just the other day actually we were doing a tour and going around the washbacks as well, and I often get that, the estery notes from fermentation, like smoked banana.
I think Ardbeg 10 is out of all the Ardbegs, the one that tastes most like being here.
Yeah.
For me, it brings me right to here every time I taste it.
Absolutely,
It
it's
really
funny,
does.
and it's you know, it's great to be standing here in person beside you for
Right,
this, because
it's so nice.
I know we had a spell obviously of not seeing each other for a while, and that's a big part of today connected. But yeah,
Exactly.
there's certain drams I think as soon as you nose or taste brings you to the place.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
today if you came here you might not quite know what was happening if you didn't know it was Ardbeg Day, because it's a lot of people dressed
Yeah,
up looking a
if
bit
anybody
wild.
just turned up to Ardbeg as a sort of not knowing that Ardbeg Day was happening today, they'd
Well, we
be,
had it earlier.
Really?
A yacht
Wow.
came into the pier.
Had no
and
idea.
two people came and said, "Is there something happening today?" I said, "You'll have to join the queue."
Brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, talking about, reconnecting with friends, we've got a few shout outs here from around the world. First off, to my good friend Tim Pewitt at the Ardbeg Project out there in California, Northern Cal. Hi, Tim. And again, everyone's celebrating at embassies in the Netherlands. Howdy.
Right, yeah, how we doing all? Cheers, guys.
And what have we got here? The crew at the Ardbeg Embassy in Sweden, which I know you were just there.
2 weeks ago I was out in Stockholm at
lucky
the embassy.
man.
Shappy and the team, what a fantastic hospitality. Brilliant. I was there 36 hours and what a joy. What a selection they've got. So I hope they're all enjoying it too.
Cheers to everybody out there who's enjoying an Ardbeg.
Absolutely
Right, pretty amazing, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Shall we talk about another Ardbeg? What do you think?
Let's do it.
Shall we do it?
Yeah,
Okay, so next up,
yep.
let's talk about, let's talk about Wee Beastie.
Oof.
All right? Just 5 years old, feisty little dram.
Yeah.
Let's taste.
Yeah, let's do it. We just actually, I was doing a tasting there in our new filling store as part of the sort of ongoing expansion works of the lab. Well, since pretty much I came in, but it's been an ongoing process for a number of years now. We started with the rebuilding or building a new boiler house, and then we've got the new still house going, new filling store going, new washbacks, a lot of new stuff. I think projects.
Big responsibility there, Colin.
In a global pandemic as well, it was quite something. No pressure at all. But we've got the new still house here, absolutely beautiful. A real sign of confidence in Ardbeg and the industry on Islay. But just the site's been through a lot and a lot of tough times. But you look where we are now, the investment, and we're making absolutely fantastic spirit to lay down for the future.
Isn't it just beautiful to see the stills kind of in a setting where you can really see the purifier properly now in the new still house, and just to see everything
it's not hidden.
together.
Yeah,
it's not hidden.
We've got two safes and then this beautiful window looking out right over the Mull of Kintyre. I went in there the other day, one of the boys had brought in his binoculars because he said that he'd been seeing otters down on the beach and all sorts of stuff. I hope he's keeping an eye on the stills as well, mind you. But it's been great, and we were in the new filling store doing a tasting there. And we actually started the tasting with Wee Beastie, and there was a load of love for Wee Beastie, and I think loads of love because we put like a stamp of quality. It's 5 year old.
Yeah.
We're not hiding anything. Young Ardbegs are an amazing spirit as well, and they love.
And
this.
I think I hope most people that are big Ardbeg and big Islay whiskey fans, you know that young Islay whiskey and particularly young Ardbeg is just brilliant. It's so good. So celebrate that. Let's come out with a 5 year old. It's raw in some ways. It's balanced as well, but it brings you closer to the still and that new spirit. Nothing is ever going to be smokier than the spirit coming off that spirit still, right?
Definitely.
So let's keep some of it there.
Yeah, I think that's what it's about with the 5 year old, the Wee Beastie. It's this distillery character, that balance that you get in the 10, but more pronounced. It's had less time in the wood. There's also a mix of American oak barrels and Oloroso sherry casks in there. So you've got that, but there's real punch, real bite, and that distillery character. Like you say, that it's something else, isn't it? It's in your, it's pure punk. To be honest, it's like today. It's in your face. It's Ardbeg right there.
It's got a herbal thing going on, even more so than the 10 for me.
Yeah, you get like less so than a 10 there, quite limey. It's almost like a lemon citrus to that.
Yes.
There's
totally.
and there's like a salty note, a kind of a tarry note with the smoke is there and pronounced.
I love it.
I think we better have a taste.
We better,
Cheers.
right? Cheers,
Cheers again, my man.
Again,
Cheers.
yeah.
Oh man.
It's quite warm here today, and these glasses have been poured for a while, and they're really expressive. There's really a lot coming out of the whiskey today. You know?
I think that's interesting you say, because quite often I think when I try Wee Beastie, you get like a big cracked pepper, like really quite peppery. Again, because of the it's only 5 years, so the time in the cask to mellow. But that's actually, I think, there because it's just sat out, like you said, breathing on a warm day.
We're here for the one warm day of the year on Islay.
Incredible.
It's happened.
Absolutely incredible. We had some summer last year.
Was it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday last year?
Well, it was actually very unusual because they were calling it Costa del Portello.
Costa del Portello.
But yeah, it's today certainly. I mean, it's just really opened that up. There's such like that peppery, but there's quite there is a herbal thing there, like fennel or something. I don't know.
For anyone tuning in from the US, when we say herbal, we mean herbal.
Yes.
So just translating for a minute.
Good man, you've been there. It's good you've picked up the jargon over the years. But yeah, it's almost like it's salty and absolutely.
There is that saltiness, definitely.
I love it.
Do you want to add a dash of water?
I think we should. Just to try and open it up.
Cool.
Again, it's always good, I think, when you're nosing and tasting whiskey. Obviously, anything that ethanol tends to blind and like block, it's difficult when you're nosing whiskey and it's quite strong. I mean, Wee Beastie, it packs a punch. It sits at, what are we at, 47 and a half.
Yep.
And so I think, when any time we're working with new whiskies or we're doing sensory analysis, we always like to bring it down with water.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're nosing to new make spirit, when we obviously check in what comes off the stills, we bring it down to 20%. Yeah. But you don't want to drink it at 20%. The mouth feels it's gone. But let's try that with a wee bit more.
I'm getting less of the citrus, funny
Definitely.
enough. Normally I'd expect to get more of the citrus.
It's like an earthy note to that, I think, now. It's almost
like toffee or fudge
there
or
is
something.
Definitely.
That's that refill sherry cask coming in, right?
These all are also sherry refills have just brought out a bit of like that sweetness fudge.
Really just shows that older's not better in whiskey. No, it really isn't.
Nah.
When a whiskey's mature, and that can happen at any age. This is a mature whiskey because it's balanced and delicious.
Yeah.
It can be young though.
I know, but I think that's such a great thing that we do. I mean, a lot of obviously our core range doesn't have an age statement on it.
Yeah.
The Wee Beastie, the 5, absolutely. If you've got active casks, you get your maturation, you can shorten it. It doesn't matter. But even these in refills, you can see the activity and the colour in that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of colour in that even after the 5 years. Absolutely. So there's loads happened there, and it's just beautiful whiskey. I love Wee Beastie.
Sounds like you like it.
Yeah, but a lot of love for it today. I think it's rubbed off.
So next up though is your personal pick.
Okay.
Colin, tell us what you've picked and why you've picked it.
I thought long and hard about this, and I think this week has been a lot of like catching up with friends, and it's a really social event, and we're joined all around the world by committee members and lovers of Ardbeg, or people that are maybe just getting into Ardbeg. And whiskey's such a social thing, it's ingrained in the psyche, and it's for special occasions or days like today. And last year, this very time last year, we launched Scorch, Ardbeg Scorch, which was heavily dragon charred, heavy charred American oak casks. And I sat and did a Zoom, various Zoom tastings, and then we did Ardbeg Day down the stairs in the committee chairman street, dressed as a knight, I think, in the heat, in chainmail.
I think anyone who tuned in for that will never be able to forget your costume from last year. No. Although actually you've maybe gone above and beyond this year.
They told me they would calm it down a bit this year. I don't quite know what happened.
Stay tuned for next year.
But you and me did a tasting.
We did.
And you were obviously dialed in from Texas.
Yep.
And do you know what I thought we would do as a dram? I thought we'd do Ardbeg Scorch because we did it last year as last year's festival. It was obviously my first year here at Ardbeg Day, but it was all virtual. Yeah. And I thought if you and I were here, we'll reminisce over a little bit of Scorch.
That's brilliant.
It's been great to see it. So let's do it.
Cool.
I mean, Scorch was a really interesting one because it was this is the 46% we did. God, see when you nose it, just comparing that back to the Wee Beastie that we've just tried.
It's so different.
so much influence from the American oak and so much of that big vanilla, wood sap, like fresh. I mean, the smoke's there, but just instantly coconut, vanilla, loads of American oak influence because of these heavy, heavy charred casks.
Gosh, it's been a while since I've nosed and tasted this. It's so nice to come back and refamiliarize yourself with the whiskey, you know, after almost a year, I guess.
There's like there's like almost like some stone fruits and stuff on that, and like a bit of like apple pie. I'm maybe getting hungry because it's a lunchtime. I'm doing a lot of food references here.
Apricots.
Apricots.
There's that.
Loads, and again, it's so great when we've tried the 10 there and the Wee Beastie. We try something like Scorch. You're talking about the age. I mean, that's been used in like really active casks.
Totally.
So as soon as you've got that heavy char on the cask, as soon as your new make spirits in there, loads of like subtractive reactions happening where you're losing a lot of the sulfur and impurities, but you're getting loads of as from the lignin and the vanillin, these you know, the sort of makeup of the wood that's degraded is giving you loads of flavour and taste.
And again, I think maybe because it's lunchtime, I'm actually now starting to get sort of hints of like barbecue in there too. Yeah. Is that just me?
No, not at all. I do get that with sometimes with like, I don't think you can really go wrong with American oak and Ardbeg, and sometimes you do because there's the new make spirit does have a slight like almost like oiliness to it, and sometimes just with the maturation you do get like barbecued meats.
I'm thinking like,
what meat are you going for? Bacon?
I'm thinking like pork spare ribs with like peach compote on top.
Oh my word.
Something like that.
Crikey, it's time for lunch.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think it is, right?
Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a taste.
We haven't even sipped it yet.
You could nose that all day though.
You could.
Brilliant.
Cheers. Oh, jeez. That's so good.
Big, like. The smokes, it's almost like gentle, like cigar smoke, that smoke. Like, again, that mouth coating's there, but big finish on it. Like.
What I love about Ardbeg is, you know, when you've been tasting through several Ardbegs, you kind of almost get a little nose blind but palate blind to the smoke.
Yeah.
And in some whiskies, you're kind of left with not a lot else. With Ardbeg, it's just a sort of incredible range of other flavors. Yeah. Once the peat is kind of the smokiness is left to one side.
Yeah, and I think that's just what we promote in the production that we do in the stills. You've got this incredible spirit, and it just works absolutely beautiful. And we were really pleased with this. I think last year, you know, it was so different. The world was mad, but literally locked down in the chairman's study to do the tastings last year, and. You can always come back. I think that's what's been great about this week as well. We had a day, we had the barbecue on Thursday here where it was a nostalgic barbecue. We told people to bring bottles, bring their own Ardbegs, their favourites. Yeah. So see, revisiting drams, I think it's great because sometimes in the moment you think, spend a bit of time with it. I think even going back to that there.
As you know, I had a group of guys who came down and we brought a lot of historic Ardbeg bottles.
I'm amazed those guys even had any clothes in their luggage. They brought a lot of bottles. So,
but it was great, kind of repatriating Ardbeg bottles from around the world back to the distillery.
Absolutely, and it's been a really special time. So I think even revisiting Scorch, I think it's a great whiskey. I'm just going to try a wee bit more just to see. Oh, lovely there. I love it when you just add a bit of water to Ardbeg and you see that lovely viscous and the sort of oils and everything. Oh, it's just made it. It's almost like that apricot, like that really
coming
fruity.
Right through.
It's just elevated massively. That right up.
That's so good.
It's beautiful.
It's a cracker.
It's great whiskey. It knows but the smoke as well. That's really pushed forward.
Really. Shall we?
Yeah, let's have a taste. Oh yeah, that's great.
And for me, it's actually bringing out more of the salinity now. Yeah. A bit more of that. No, it's actually salt and pepper, kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Absolutely salt and pepper.
Absolute stonker,
fantastic of a dram.
Yeah.
And it's great to share it with you today. So, what a dram. Please we've revisited Scorch.
Fantastic. Okay, well, Colin, thank you so much.
Pleasure,
Thank you so much for joining us. We're taking a quick break, and then we'll be hearing from our punk on the ground, DJ Barbecue, as he gets stuck in with the masses here on Islay. Stick around, punks. The tastings are set to continue, and there is plenty more to come. Cheers.
Cheers all. Thanks, guys.